Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a good day. If you remember, I don't know how long ago, it must be over a month now, I did a project where I glued napkins down, and I did these. To make sort of the faux rice paper. Sorry, I forgot to say that. And this was not rice paper, tissue paper, and all the rest were napkins. I've not done a project with these just yet, but what I would like to try, put those away, is try the same technique but using calico, and it's quite sturdy. It's not very thick, this one, but you can use any material that doesn't have a texture on it, as long as it's smooth with no texture or bumps or layering. That should work perfectly. And I've got just this off-white calico, and I've got this off Amazon. And I'll be using napkins again. And I've got variations. And of course you can use tissue paper, rice paper if you wanted to. So I'll just put that to one side. And I'll get my napkins ready and I'll be back. Okay, I've taken the plies off the napkin and they all had one ply. And I've gone with different napkins, different themes, but of course if you wanted to go, for example, one colour theme, or maybe a flower theme, butterflies. This one's got horses on. And this one's pretty. Vases with flowers, butterfly and a bird, and that's pretty. But I thought I'm going to mix it up, mix the colours up. So I've got my fabric down, and I've got it down on a sheet of plastic, and that will help with the glue. And what I've done, I've added some, I can get that up, added some water to white PVA glue, and I'm just gonna tear the napkins. So, is there another ply on this one? Let's just have a look. Might very well be. Yes, there was another ply on there, so I've taken that off. So I'm just going to tear a section. Not being too careful about it. And all I'm going to do, just put, let me see if you can see, yep. Just put a layer of the glue and just going to put that there. I'm just going to have it hanging off the edge a little bit. I'm just going to rub that down with more glue. I'll get another piece. Put some more glue down this side. I don't want to saturate the fabric too much because we don't want it to buckle. it doesn't matter if it overlaps. And it doesn't matter if we got creases, as long as the napkins sort of stuck down very well to the fabric. And of course we don't want air pockets. So I'll keep going and I'll do that. Now that's all glued down, and I've gone into the sections that had gaps in, and I see another one up there. I'll put a little something in there. And there we go. And here we go. And that is it. I covered it up. Like I said, you can go with the theme, whether that's flowers, animals, butterflies, or colour. But I've just used the napkins that I had, regardless of colour and theme. So yeah, I'm going to leave this to dry completely. I might put another layer of glue, and I think yes I will do, because I can see some air bubbles, so I want to smooth those out, and I'll come back once that's dry. Okay, I've got another sheet of the calico fabric, and we're going to do exactly the same thing, but this time using tissue paper. I've only got white tissue paper. If you've got coloured tissue paper, even better. What I'll do, I'll use the white, and once it's dry, I'll paint on top of it. So what I'm going to do is crunch up the tissue paper very well. I want texture. Get that open, hopefully without tearing it. If you don't have a large piece of tissue paper, use scraps. Why not? So that has a lot of texture on it. And again, I'm going to use the PVA glue. I'll just move that out the way. And like I said, the PVA glue is mixed with a bit of water. And what I've poured it into an empty container that I had free. Start at the top. Trying not to saturate it too much. I just want it to hold the tissue paper down. There's quite a bit there. I'll move that down. It doesn't matter if I'm missing sections of the fabric, because we will be adding glue on top of the tissue paper. And my aim is to get sort of a faux leather look. Well, we will see. So I'm going to place tissue paper down. Bring this down a bit. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to smooth it out, but I don't want to smooth the texture that I've made on the paper. So I'm just gently pressing that down, trying to get rid of the air bubbles, which we do have. And I'm going to go back in with the brush and glue. I really don't want to lose the texture that I've got there. Maybe that was just too much glue there. Just making my way around. got a massive air bubble there. Let's see if I can get... Oh, it's trying to tear. Well, I'll glue it on and I'll go back to that. Maybe I've put down too much glue and that's why it's pulling. I'm not too sure the reason. Maybe I've not added enough glue on the bottom. I'm just going to go gently across. Yeah, it's quite, yes, and it's broke. Let's leave that bit alone for a minute. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. Maybe because I have put down a lot of glue. I'm assuming that's the reason. What I might do is put another sheet of tissue paper on that area. And see if that helps. I think it is because I've literally put too much glue down. Yeah. Yeah, that has gone down nicely. Now I'm just going to pick up a bit of glue. And brush it over. Yeah. That was the reason. So don't do that. Just a bit of glue and work your way round. Well, I'm going to leave both to dry and we'll come back, excuse me, and hopefully we can make a project out of this. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, this piece is completely dry, but what I'd like to do is add a layer of Mod Podge, and this is the Antique Matte. I'm just gonna, if I can get it open. I'm gonna coat the whole sheet. And that's turned up there with the Mod Podge. Okay, I've given that a good coat of Mod Podge, and I'm going to put that to one side to dry. this is the other sheet that we did, and that was just with the tissue paper, and I did put 2 layers of tissue paper down on this. Okay, with this sheet I'm gonna coat it with some burnt sienna, yellow oxide, and I've got some metallic paint in vintage brass. I think I'm gonna go with the yellow oxide first. And I'm just going to paint that straight onto the sheet. And I'm going to leave that to dry. Okay, what I'm going to do now, it's not completely dry, but it's dry enough for me to put the second coat on, and that's the burnt sienna. And I'm really sorry if the light is on, sort of flashing onto the screen. Okay, what I'm going to use now is the vintage brass, and with that I'm going to use this brush and I'm going to dab it on. Oh, that needs a shake. Better. I'm going to go in with a bit of the yellow oxide, and I'm going to dab just in a few places where we've still got some white showing. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this to dry completely, and once dried I'm going to add a layer of the Mod Podge in Antique, and once that's dry I'll come back. Okay, I've left the two pieces to dry and they are completely dry now, and I absolutely love the texture on this one. It's got a very antique sort of leathery feel to it. And I'm just going to peel that off the plastic. And make sure it can come off quite easily. I've got some bits at the end there I can cut off, but I'll tidy up the ends afterwards. Take that out the way. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go round and cut the edges off. So that's that one. I've just cut round the edges just to clean the edges off a bit, but I do like that. It's not as smooth as I'd like it, and you can always iron that, but I like the feel of it. Now let me get the other piece. And we'll do the same thing, and we'll take it away from the plastic. And it comes off very easily. Put that plastic away and I can reuse that for another project. This one, very sturdy. got a lovely feel to it. And I don't know if you can tell from the Mod Podge, that's really come out nicely. And I'll do the same with this. I'm going to go around the edges and cut those off. And here we have it. Okay, if you remember, or maybe over a month, maybe 2 months ago, I did a live with Julia's Chaos, Crafting Chaos, sorry. And we was doing a live on journals, putting together journals. And we were having a lot of problems, and I didn't like the look of my journal, so I thought I'll start again. These are the signatures that I made, and I'm thinking I'll use this as the main cover, or shall I use this one? It's got lovely colours on that. I might actually save this for another project, so I'll put that to one side. And what I'll do, I'll just turn that around. I'm gonna cut this down so it is the right length and width to cover the journal. So let me do that and I'll get back. Okay, I've cut up the piece to the length that I wanted and the width, and that will be our cover. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to find the middle, and this isn't perfectly cut. Find the middle there. You just put these back in this way, and that looks good. And what I'm going to do is put in 3 holes, one at the bottom, one at the top, and one in the middle. So I'm not going to measure anything, but I think I'm going to put one there. I'm just using the pokey tool, and I've got a hole. That here at the top, same thing, and I can always turn this and get my middle there, and the pokey tool's going through the fabric very easily. So we've got that. Now, let's see, I've got this sort of rubber gold thread. So I'm going to try and thread that through. What I might do, I think, do another hole here. And the same at the top. See if that works. And because I've got 4 signatures, I've measured the thread, the string, and I've cut off 5 times the amount of the length. And what I also did, I made a the hole a little bit lower and higher there, and I'll ignore that hole in the middle, well, at the top here. Take it to that hole, then to the top hole, then you take the two ends. I'm just going to take the needle off there, and I'm just going to tie the bottom very loosely, just so it doesn't come apart. There. Now, so we've got the two pieces there, this one and this. Like that. I'm going to get my first signature, and I'm going to slide that in. That one's in. Then I'll get the second one. I'm just going to put the string there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to twist it. Okay. It is quite bigly. I'm going to take that and put that there. So we've got another space for our third signature. So we now have 3 signatures in. And what I'm going to do is twist that over. And we have one more there for our very last signature. Let's see if that closes nicely. I might need to move them around. Nope, that's fine. And as you can see there, where we went in. So that's nice. Try and get it as tight. I'm just going to tie another knot up here to hold that into place. And with that middle hole, I've got another piece. Just cut the end of that. So I'm just going to put this through the middle hole. And I'm just going to tie that very loosely. This is quite loose, so we'll have to tie this up. Looks like it's twisted there. Just going to close it and wrap that round, and I can see that that's very loose. So I can go in, pull that out, tie another knot, and that is perfect. I'm going to go in, make that knot tight. Just put another knot in there. Bring that down a little bit further. I'm going to cut off the excess. And that's that. And I've got these lovely beads here. I'm gonna put a couple of those. Maybe one more. Then I will tie a knot and hopefully that will stay in place. It might hold it. It is a bit rough around the edges. You could actually put a ribbon or washi tape across there, which would be very nice. I've got this washi tape here, which I think will look quite nice going on the edge there. So let's see if I can do that. course you can have it overlapping on the inside. It's not exact, is it? Okay, not perfect, like I said. That can actually be a bit tighter. But here it is, the travelling journal. Oops, and that was it. I might have to glue that down. And you can always sew it round the edge, but I think I'll glue that down, and that should hold it in place. The holes there, all the napkins and texture. So thank you for watching. I know it's a long video and it has been a struggle. I need to practice making journals. I think I'm getting there. Slowly, but I'm getting there. Okay, thank you everyone. You all take care now. Bye bye.